Welcome, dear learners. Welcome to our channel Pharmatude, and our topic is mycelization and wetting phenomena. So, after going through this module, you will be able to understand that what is the importance of mycelization and what is the significance of wetting phenomena as well as the spreading coefficient. So let's move towards the mycelization. So what is the definition? That a micelle is an aggregate of surfactant molecule dispersed in a liquid colloid. So the process of forming a micelle is known as micellization. So simply in a layman's language, micelle can be defined as it is an aggregate of surfactant molecule, means there are lots of surfactant molecules which are dispersed in a liquid colloid, and the process of formation of this micelle is known as micellization. Now, micelle formation in polar and non-polar solvents depends upon the concentration of the surfactant in the particular solvent. So, depending upon which type of solvent is present in the surfactant. So, say for example, if polar solvent is present, then the concentration plays an important role, and if we add surfactant in a solvent at low concentration, some monomers get dispersed in solvent or aggregates at the surface or interface until all the surface or interface becomes saturated by the surfactant. So what it states that whenever we are adding any surfactant at a low concentration, then some of the monomers gets or they form an aggregates at the surface or simply an interface, and this interface gets saturated whenever or as we go on increasing the concentration. And due to this, by adding the surfactant continuously, the concentration of monomer goes in solvent and starts to form micelles. So at a particular concentration or the peak level of the concentration is reached where it starts the formation of micelle, and that particular concentration is called as CMC. Now, what is CMC? So, CMC is the concentration at which of the monomer at which the micelles are start to form in a solvent at a particular temperature. So, here in determining the CMC, two factors mainly affect. First one is the concentration and the second one is the temperature. While micelles are formed only when concentration of surfactant is greater than the CMC, or simply critical micelle concentration. So here you can see in the diagram that in the first diagram, which is located in the left hand side, here the surfactant is there having the hydrophilic head and hydrophobic tail. So at CMC they get to form micelles. So at only CMC they are able to form the micelles. And in the second diagram, similarly the same thing is shown, which consists of lyophobic part and lyophilic part, and at a particular concentration and at a particular temperature condition it starts to form the micelle. Now, wetting of solid. A drop of liquid when placed on flat homogeneous solid surface comes to equilibrium, assuming a shape which minimizes the total free energy of the system. So whenever we are keeping any solvent or any solute which is in liquid state on a flat homogeneous solid surface, then after some time it achieves the uniform or simply an equilibrium condition, and under this it assumes a particular shape which determines the total free energy of, or simply the Gibbs free energy of the system. So the angle between the liquid and the solid is called contact angle, and the angle being measured, and this angle is determined through the liquid. So the angle between solid and that liquid is called contact angle. Now this contact angle is calculated by Young's equation. So here in the Young's equation you can see that there is a relation between surface as well as interfacial tension. So equation states that gamma SA is equals to gamma SL plus gamma LA cos theta, or simply by doing a modification in the equation we can obtain cos theta is equals to gamma SA minus gamma SL divided by gamma LA, where gamma LA is surface tension of liquid, gamma SL is interfacial tension between solid and liquid existing between solid and liquid phase, and gamma SA is surface tension of solid. So simply by keeping the value of particular surface tension, you can easily find out the contact angle, and then depending upon the contact angle, the wetting phenomena can be find out. So the contact angle plays a vital role in finding out the wetting phenomena. Now, if angle's value is less than 90 or simply an acute angle, then wetting of the solid takes place. And if angle is greater than 90 degree, wetting does not take place. So, wetting agent term is applied to any substance that increases the ability of water or an aqueous solution to displace air from liquid or solid surface. So, why we are adding wetting agent? That whenever our angle is not such that the wetting can take place, so if our angle is less than 90, then it's okay, but if our angle is more than 90, then we need to apply wetting agent. And what does its function is that it increases the ability of water to displace air from a liquid or solid surface. And so for good wetting, cos theta should be 1, so that the value of cos theta's angle should be 0, as cos 0 is equals to 1. So whenever the angle is 0, it indicates the best wetting. Now see, here you can see in the diagram that whenever theta is greater than 90, then it is an obtuse angle. So here the wetting do not takes place. Then when the angle is less than 90, then it is an acute angle. Then at this time the wetting takes place, and whenever theta is equal to 90, then the condition lies between the acute as well as obtuse angle, that is the right angle. So here the wetting takes place, but it is not as much as satisfactory as the acute angle, and not that much as bad as the obtuse angle. So now spreading coefficient. So what is spreading coefficient? It is the difference between the work of adhesion and work of cohesion. So what is work of adhesion? Work of adhesion is a type or simply the work or a force between the unlike molecules, and the work of cohesion is the force existing between the like molecules. So spreading coefficient can be easily determined by work of adhesion minus work of cohesion is equals to gamma L plus gamma S minus gamma LS minus 2 gamma L. So spreading coefficient is simply obtained by the difference of work of adhesion and the work of cohesion, or simply by modification in the equation we can substitute the value of work of adhesion, work of cohesion. We can easily calculate the spreading coefficient. So spreading occurs when spreading value, that is S, is positive, and when the surface tension of sublayer liquid is greater than the sum of the surface tension of the spreading liquid and the interfacial tension between the sublayer and the spreading liquid. So when the value of spreading, or when the spreading occurs, so for that the value of surface of the spreading coefficient should be positive, and for this the work of adhesion should be higher than the work of cohesion. Then and then only we will be able to get the positive value of the spreading coefficient. If gamma L plus gamma LS is greater than the gamma S, then S is negative and the substance forms the globules or a floating lens, and it fails to spread over the surface. So if the value of spreading coefficient is negative, then what they forms? They form globules or simply the agglomerates, and due to this it fails to spread over the surface. Now what are the factors which affect the spreading coefficient? There are basically two factors. First one is the molecular structure and second one is the cohesive force. Now in cohesive force, what happens that benzene spreads on water, Now, benzene is a non-polar solvent and water is the polar solvent. So it states that benzene spreads on water not because it is polar, but because the cohesive force between its molecule are much weaker than the adhesive force for water. So, why benzene spreads on water, as the adhesive force for water is much more stronger than that of the cohesive force existing between the molecules of benzene. So, due to this, what happens? The cohesive force becomes a rate determining factor. And if the cohesive force is able to surpass the adhesion force of water, then and then only it will be able to spread. Now, second factor is the molecular structure. So, greater the polarity of the molecule, then more the positive value. So, higher the polarity, higher the positive value, and higher the spreading coefficient. So, for example, ethyl alcohol and a, a propionic acid. Non-polar substances such as liquid petroleum have negative spreading coefficient, fail to spread on water, as liquid petroleum is an organic molecule and so it is a non-polar substance and they have a negative spreading coefficient as they have less polarity. So as a result of this, they fail to spread on water. So for organic acids such as oleic acid, longer the carbon chain, decrease in polar character, decreases the value of spreading coefficient. See, oleic acid is a saturated fatty acid. So here they have, see, the fatty acids are basically of the longer carbon chain. They are of the chain containing of 18, containing the 18 to 24 a number of carbons. So as a result, their polarity decreases. So due to this what happens, that decrease in the polarity causes the decrease in the value of spreading coefficient. Now, some oils can spread over water because they contain polar groups such as carboxylic acid and alcohol. So, in carboxylic acid, its molecule is COOH. So, COO minus plus H plus. So, they have a polar groups like alcohol as well as carboxylic acid. So, due to this, some of the oils can easily spread over the water. So, in order to spread, the polarity should be maximum. So, as a result, the spreading coefficient can be positive value. Now, what are the applications of spreading coefficient in pharmacy? The requirement of film coats to be sprayed over the tablet surface. So, whenever we are making a tablet, so it needs to be coated. So, for that, if the drug or that film gets sprayed over this, then it will be easy to coat the tablet. Now, the requirement of lotions with mineral oils to spread on the skin by the addition of surfactant. So, mineral oils as well as the lotions can easily spread on the skin with the help of this surfactant, and this surfactant mainly work upon the principle of spreading coefficient. Unless and until they are not spreaded, they can't release or they can't reach into our body, and if they are not able to reach into our body, then they can't exert their pharmacological action. So for this, the spreading should be achieved. And the third one is the absorption of medicaments from cream, lotions, etc. So they play an important role in the absorption as well. And the last one is the stabilization of emulsion. So in the stability of emulsion, also their role is there, as the stability of emulsion is an important cause for its formulation. Now this is the end of our surface and interfacial tension unit. So do check our description box. So in that, one quiz is arranged for you. So do attempt that quiz and try to score maximum as much as you can. And by attempting the quiz, you will be able to get the idea that how much you are knowing about this unit. So thank you friends for paying your attention.